Please welcome Marion Brown.
Thank you, Simon.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name's Marion Brown. Hi. Otherwise known as Marion from London for the first time. So I'm a mum of 4, and so it's quite hard to make time for myself, so this journey has been quite challenging. I guess you could say I started young. Yes, I bought my first property at 18 years old. I worked in IT for many years. It was fun at first. It was great being in an environment in the city, but then it got a bit boring. It wasn't really me at all. I bought my first investment property at 11 years ago, actually. And when I started Mastermind, I was already living off rental income, but I was nowhere near where I wanted to be. I tried lots of courses and seminars and, networking events, etc. But it was just mostly, I had a bit of fun, but it was mostly frustrating. With the years of experience behind me in property, people couldn't understand why I was joining Mastermind. I wanted to plug into an environment and be committed to the journey. And I wanted to chase my dreams, but I didn't want to do it on my own. I wanted to do it with a group of people that I could connect to and be supported by. I had this burning desire, and Mastermind ignited my burning desire to do more, but not only to just settle for what I have, but to go after more and go after what I wanted. I took strategies that I thought I knew to new levels, with small changes that made a massive difference. I went from rent to rent to commercial rent to rent. And I went from using options on a house to options on developments. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I've been up to for the past year. The first case study is an 8-bedroom rent-to-rent property in London. It's not a property that I own at all. Simon always teaches us to tell everybody what we're doing. And at first I was a bit reluctant, but, kind of got in the flow. And this actually came from a friend of mine who worked part-time in an agent. And she mentioned to somebody in the agent that I did HMO. So I spoke to the agent and we got this deal. So the landlord doesn't live in London, so it's a bit of a hassle for him to look after it. The house needed tidying up a bit. We spent some money doing some cosmetics, new fridges. It was already had a HMO license on it. We did carpet cleaning, dressing, etc. So that all came up to £2,000. We didn't pay a deposit on this one because we used that £2,000 to bring the property up to standard. So the rental income from this one is £6,150, and that's let to young professionals, so 8 rooms let out. The rent to the landlord, £4,600, so he gets that every month. And bills, £550, so all your utilities, electric, water, etc. And that's left me with £1,000 profit per calendar month. It's very low maintenance, and I hardly ever visit that property. The second one is a lease option flip in London, and this came to me from an agent. I was looking at some rent-to-rent deals. The agent called me up and said, this might be good for a rent-to-rent deal, because I'd built a relationship with that agent in the past. But speaking to the agent more, he began to tell me a story about the vendor, that the property was on the market for a little while and it couldn't sell, and it couldn't be rented either in its current condition. So rather than doing a rent-to-rent on this one, I thought, okay, lease option might be great for this. So we negotiated, and the vendor agreed that we could offer him a 3-year guaranteed rent with an option to purchase, with the first month rent-free. I've now renovated the house, and it's going up for sale next week. So the upfront cost for this was £1 for the option fee. All the costs, including finance, refurbs, legals, etc., came up to 150k. This was funded by a bridging loan. So the option price was 900k, and it's going on the market next week at 1.4 million. So it's a nice little profit of 350k. This deal is in London. So there are deals in London. I'm finding lots and lots of deals in London. You just got to go out there and get those opportunities. I like this one. This one is a commercial rent-to-rent. Having done the rent-to-rent strategy, I got in contact with a landowner. He had a piece of land just sitting there, not doing much to it. So we negotiated, and we've got an agreement. We're doing a JV with him, so he's going to supply the land. I'm actually putting containers on this land, so we're chopping it up and renting it in small units, renting the containers. So the upfront cost for this is £5,000, and that's to prepare the containers and get them delivered, etc. Monthly bills on this is £2,000, so that's for electricity, the container rentals, etc. Rental income, fully occupied, will be £10,500 per calendar month. And we're splitting it 50-50 with the landlord, so he gets £4,250, and I get a nice profit of £4,250 as well. So I like these, and I definitely want to do more of these in future. Okay, so just to summarise, over the year, looking at total cash flow of £5,250 for the year. GDV is 16,700. So we've got a couple of deals that I've negotiated already, which I'll talk about now. So they're in the pipeline. We've got, I've got a 3-bedroom house that's changing into 2 flats. And this is all about looking at my current portfolio and seeing where I can maximize the profits and add value. And with this particular property, it's a good one to convert it into 2 flats. So the GDV on this one is going to be 700k, and the profit will be 360k on this. Get my notes sorted. So just run through the numbers. 20k to get planning to change it into 2 flats. Additional costs, 60k. This is funded by a private investor. The house value prior to the works is 500k, and each flat will be 350 when finished. So the increased profit because of added value will be 120k, in addition to the existing 240k in equity at the moment. So total gain is 360k. We've got an option on a piece of land in West London, and we're planning to build 40 units on it. The total GDV will be 16 million. And we're actually doing a JV with the landowner on this one as well. And the profit at the end, my profit, will be 2.6 million if all goes well. So love the big deals. Thank you. Thank you. Got a couple more rent-to-rents, commercial rent-to-rents in negotiation. So hopefully if those go through, that'll be great as well. Really want to get into the strategy a bit more because I think it's really great for the time that we're in. And many more, because I've been quite active over the years, over the last year even. I'm getting lots of deals coming towards me, and you know, there's lots of things in the pipeline, but nothing concrete yet. But just going through the deals and doing the due diligence on them, and hopefully we'll get some more crossing the finish line. So, my top tips. Power is in the network. Really, really enjoyed being on the Mastermind program. Just connecting to the network and, you know, having the support there when I'm having down moments, because it has been a bit of a roller coaster ride. Come back to the Mastermind room and, you know, you're up on a high again, which has been fantastic. So thank you all. Get your funds sorted out quickly. up front, so you can hit the ground running. If you've got your funds there and a deal comes along, you can move a lot quicker, and so you won't miss out on the deal, hopefully. Get good at spotting opportunities. So, for example, my lease option deal, that was supposed to be a rent-to-rent deal, but actually, a few minor changes, turned it into a lease option, and you can maximize the value more. There's opportunities everywhere. Look after your health. I forgot this one, big time. This journey takes a lot of energy out of you, and you really need to stay on top. So I'd suggest you kind of build a healthy plan, a healthy diet into this, and get exercise going. So you can do more, because without health, you can't do any of this. So it's definitely something that I'll be focusing on in the next couple of months as well. And have fun. Always put a bit of fun into it, because it is a really, really intense journey. Quite stressful at times, a bit like being on a roller coaster ride. Lots of screams and tears. So yeah, just have fun, have some breaks, which I did. Take a couple of good breaks last year. And yeah. So a few thank yous. I'm going to feel like an Oscar award actress now, so I'll run through them really quickly. I just want to thank God that, I was able to do this journey, and, giving me the endurance and the persistence and the positiveness and the attitude, and just to take me through this year. It's just been amazing, because only him alone could have given me that. I'd like to thank my lovely husband, Paul Watts, who's been really supportive on this journey. He's just been amazing, worked on lots of deals with me, and I say we've done this deal, we've done that deal, because he's done a lot of the work with me as well. So thank you to him. And my kids watching at home, just thought I'd add that. Thanks to my mum and my sister, who's been great babysitters. Coming up to Birmingham when you're a mum, you've got kids, it's not easy. So grateful for them to be, supportive of me on this journey, and being able to, look after the kids at a drop of a hat sometimes, and knowing that they're safe, so I can continue on with this. Simon Zucci, thank you for creating this brilliant Mastermind journey, and thank you for supporting me. It's been great. I've always felt like you're in my corner supporting me, but then I guess you make everybody feel like that, so. Thank you to MM18ers, you've been wonderful. You've been brilliant. All my buddies, all the connections with you guys, you've just been amazing, so thank you so much. And lastly, my coach, he's been wonderful, really, really helpful. And Lynn Fisk as well, my mentor, brilliant. So I've had a fantastic time. It's been an amazing journey, quite intense, up and down, but I've loved every bit of it, and I'm really happy with the results that I've achieved. If you want to contact me, it's my contact details there. But that's it from me now. Thank you very much.